welcome to the last thoughts of Too Busy Mind. If I sound weird, it's because this time my guest is here in person, and this is the first occurrence. Both other times, we were in different cities, and so we had to do this online. But now I have my guest. Yeah, we were. Like the second one, I was in Tabriz, and also was in Tehran. But yeah, this one, my guest is right in front of me. First of all, for those of you who are long-time listeners, that's a loud fucking bike. For those of you who are long-time listeners, as you can hear from my voice, things are doing good. And my next video will be out not at the end of December, but at probably late January. It's gotten a lot harder to film than I thought. It's ballooned out of proportion. It's just so big now. It was supposed to be big. It was 6 movies, but it's just big. So I will put a link in the description to aka Theater Studios, but in the meantime, watch the American Gods video, because I actually reference that video a lot because I talk about adaptation in that video. Anyways, I have with me my guest, Siavash. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. What's up?
Things are good. Before we start, I need to tell you this is unedited, so be careful.
Yeah, sure.
And the only requirement is that you have a drink, which you have. You're having.
I'm just having a basic cup of tea,
Yeah.
It's just, I'm basic. That's what it is.
Well, I'm having some Coke Zero because I sort of I could have made some glucose syrup and water, but I thought no, I have Coke. Let's go with that. I'm too lazy to make that. But yeah. Oh, by the way, for those of you who again are long listeners, I forgot this. I've been listening to the episodes. The early episodes are rough, but I'm gonna compile all of them. I'm doing them in a Word document. I might do a Google Docs and just post it in the description, but that will be at the beginning of season 5, which is 3 weeks from now. And as you're listening to this, it's coming out at the very last day of December, the very last day of 2021. So I guess that's a good segue into how was 2021 for you?
I don't know how to answer that question. It was weird. Like, I don't know where to begin. Like, I think for me, like the first probably 5 or 6 months were a continuation of what happened in 2020, which was I just hit like but, I don't know where to begin. The thing is, I've been like clinically depressed for like almost my entire life, like my entire adult life at least, and so it's just my depression comes and goes in waves, and I have like episodes and all of that. And I guess it was like in early 2020, like probably March, I guess, where I just I sort of I lost my belief in what I was doing, and in the process that I had, which is sort of weird because I had 2 things going on in my life. I had 2 different processes going on in my life, and the first one was like I was trying to improve as an artist. I was drawing and doing digital paintings and hoping to become a comic book artist or an animator, and I thought I'm never gonna be good enough, and I just I stopped drawing until like which sort of carried on into 2021, and there was this other process that I was going through, which I cannot like.
Yeah, I know. As much as I want to say that, nobody listens to this before, the fact is, actually, a lot more people listen to this shit than I thought they would.
So yeah, the other process was had like this sort of body dysphoria that I had, which I'm not gonna elaborate more on, but I was gonna deal with my body dysphoria, and I sort of gave up with dealing with that, and I just let it pile on me, and so it all sort of carried on into 2021, and I guess for the entirety of 2020 and for the first 6 months of 2021, I was just, all I did, I didn't really do anything productive or positive. I was just, I was just hanging out like online in a Discord server. It was like a Discord server that had like 3,000 members, and I was just hanging out with people on that server and just chatting and doing stuff together and all of that. And so I guess in the later months of the 2021, I just tried to pull myself together, and I started drawing again, and I'm trying to write, and I'm going through a medical process for my body dysphoria, and
That's good.
yeah, that's all there is.
Well, I guess I should have done this before we get there, but I have a note. I have my notes for the show, and the first thing is introduction of the guest, which I didn't do. Well, Siavash, as you probably heard, is an artist. He draws digitally. What do you call it?
Well, I both draw on paper and I draw like.
No, the person who does digital stuff. What do they call them?
I don't know. You can call it whatever you want. I always refer to myself like as an illustrator and a painter.
That's the word.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. Illustrator, and he's actually really good. I will probably post a link to his Instagram in the description, so definitely go there and check it out. But how long do we know each other? 2018.
Yeah, I think that's the beginning of our friendship.
I can look it up. I can.
I think 2018 is the right answer.
Yeah, and well, telling the story of how we met. Do you remember?
I'm sorry, but I'm kind of offended that you only refer to me as an illustrator, because.
What do you want me to refer to you as?
No, I don't know. It's just. I don't know.
I know you're a general artist. I think you write.
Yeah, I sort of like to combine things together. Like I like to combine writing with like drawing, and I sort of sometimes kind of make weird video arts that make no sense to anyone. And
I've never seen them.
Yeah, I used to do them like when I was in university and I was a student. I used to make like a lot of those.
You need to show me them.
They don't make any sense because
I don't care. I need to see
because the
them.
thing is, I was a theater student, and like it was like a combination of video art and live performance on a stage, and they don't make any sense if they are not like.
I need to see them.
Really?
I don't care. Yeah, I'm gonna see them. Anyways,
they don't make any sense. By the way, I just want to tell.
I watch David Lynch. I'm used to things not making sense.
Do you watch Gaiman films?
I have seen My Winnipeg, and that movie was really good. I really loved it.
Have you seen The Forbidden Room?
I have not seen the
That's a really great movie, and
there's
there's a Sparks song in the Forbidden Room, which is really weird, weird in a good way, I think.
I'll see it. Canadian filmmakers are really good. Like, the biggest one probably is David Cronenberg. David Cronenberg.
I thought you were gonna say James Cameron.
Oh, he's Canadian. Oh, fuck no. It's
I'm
David
not
Cronenberg.
actually sure if James Cameron is Canadian.
We can look it up, but I'm too lazy to do that.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you're listening to this, we don't have any authority on anything. Like we're just
Yeah.
it's late, like it's midnight, and
Oh yeah, we're recording this at 11:36 p.m. on.
we had like a heavy dinner, and we are not like at our best right now. I don't think we are.
That's the whole premise of this show. It's literally the last thoughts of your mind that I'm
A
interested in.
dying mind.
Yes, the last thoughts of a busy mind.
I'm dying, everyone.
I'm
I'll
dying,
be
I'm
dead
dying,
when
I'm
this
dying, you're dead.
this episode is over. I'll be dead. I'll drop dead.
You watched All the Jazz recently, which had that song, Bye Bye Life, Bye Bye Happiness.
Was that like
Hello,
the part where
loneliness.
was that in the part where he was like we had two Joe Gideons, like one was in the bed and the other one was like
Yeah,
That
which was
was-
singing.
Roy Schneider is so good in that movie.
Yeah,
I
Roy
just
Schneider is
noticed.
one of the first movie I saw him in was Marathon Man.
I have not seen that.
Oh, you should. Is
Yeah.
it safe? It has one of the most painful scenes in cinema history, which is involving tooth.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
Is it a horror movie? Marathon Man?
no, it's a thriller.
Oh. Is it a 70s film?
Yeah, it's a 70s. It's a new Hollywood movie. It has Dustin Hoffman and
So good.
Laurence Olivier, which I mean,
Who's the director?
I don't know.
That sounds like a good movie.
It is a great movie.
The next movie I'm gonna watch, I have not decided which one, but I have two choices. Like I'm gonna either watch William Friedkin's Cruising, or
that's a good movie.
or the Japanese movie The Cure, the 90s movie.
I haven't seen that.
That's like a very famous detective movie. Like it sort of turns the thriller genre into existential horror and like that sort of thing.
Fairly recently, I know it's a Korean movie, nothing to do with Japanese. I watched Old Boy for another podcast.
The original version.
Both.
I have not seen the remake.
I've seen it, sadly. I like Spike Lee, but this was not a good movie. The director of Marathon Man is John Schlesinger.
I have no idea who that is.
I have no idea who that is. But anyways, back to the structure of the show. Do you remember how we met?
Yeah.
We met in the uni. We went in the same university the same way with the last episode, but I studied cinema.
Yeah.
You studied
Theater.
in specific
The
drama.
the official name is directing theater.
Oh, you studied directing.
Yeah.
I thought you studied
Dramatic literature.
dramatic literature.
No, anyone assumes that about me. I don't know why.
Because you hang out with a lot of people who studied dramatic literature.
Actually, I had like two friends in the uni
who
that
were
were theater students, and one of them was studying set design, and the other one was a fellow directing student. So I don't know where you are getting that.
Maybe it's because the person who introduced
Yeah.
us was studying dramatic
and the
literature.
weird thing is that I like
Don't name him.
no, I'm not gonna name him, but I had like a really close friend when I was at uni. Her name was Sima. I don't know if you know Sima.
I don't. Sorry.
And Sima would joke with me about like whenever I went to uni, like I had to say hi to like 2,000 people, like different people from like different majors, like people who were studying graphic design, people who were studying like painting, cinema students, and like people who were like entries from different years. Like that's that was so weird. Like I wasn't like even friends with 90% of them. It's just
You were polite.
I guess like I have a very weird face and weird appearance, and people just remember me and say, "Hey, it's that person."
You're friendly. You're friendlier than you think.
I don't know. I think
Yeah, you are.
I think I'm friendlier to a point, but I don't let people get closer from like.
No. There is a difference between being a friend and being friendly.
Yeah.
And you're friendly. Like when
But
you
I
first
keep my
met. Yeah, you keep your
distance.
distance unless the person is like me, a very persistent son of a bitch. But yeah, mutual for me friend, for you acquaintance.
Yeah.
Introduced us.
The weird thing is that I don't. Why shouldn't we name him?
No, don't name him.
Why?
I because he's my friend.
I'm not gonna say any bad thing about him. I'm not gonna say any negative thing about him.
I don't believe you.
It's just...
and you're gonna take advantage of the fact that I don't edit this shit.
No, I'm an honest person. I'm not gonna say anything negative about that guy.
Okay.
His name was Payman, and the weird thing is that I do not remember how I met Payman. I have no idea how I met Payman. I do not remember it at all. But the thing that I remember was that at the time he told me that he was working on a film magazine. The Iris magazine.
Which you
were the... I don't know what your title was, but you were one of the main guys that were running the thing. And he added me to a Telegram group, and actually I thought like, because you were the admin of that group, and I thought the admin of that group is Ali Khamesh.
A lot of people have that problem. It's Khamse, for those of you who don't know how to say it. It's just an SEH is very close to ESH. I know.
And I guess at some point, I told Payman that I was a really huge Doctor Who fan, but I don't consider myself a Whovian. I just enjoy the show. I'm not obsessed with it. I don't like know any I don't memorize every detail about every episode or any of that. And that's
you're making fun of me, aren't you?
I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying that I don't want to compete with you in your general Doctor Who knowledge. And so I guess when he found out that I really liked Doctor Who, he thought it was a good idea to introduce me to you. And and
the rest is history. Another few things that I remember, like the first few times we met, was epic rap battles of history, which at that time I still am very fond of the J.R.R. Tolkien versus George R.R. Martin. Yeah, I love that. And I remember you told me something that I don't know if you remember it or not.
Yeah, I do. We had like we had a course in university where like we were divided into groups. It was a directing class, and every group had to come up with a performance when there is a music video or like a live performance playing, and they have to mimic the singer's movements and their dance routine, their whole persona on stage at the same time. And I thought that it was a good idea if we did the epic rap battles episode where you would be George R. Martin and I would be talking.
Yeah, which would be understandable because I kind of don't like Martin, but I think you like him more than Tolkien, right?
Can I be honest?
Yeah, you don't care about any of them?
I don't care about any of them.
I like Tolkien. Like, I love Lord of the Rings.
But I love Hobbit.
Hobbit is good. The thing is, Lord of the Rings for me is everything. Like, okay, in my head, I have a few personas for myself. Mm-hmm. One of them is a very intellectual writer who is like, like Gabriel Garcia Marquez, who sits in a corner smoking cigars, talking about all the troubles of humankind. And one is
you're like one of those. Your mind is like one of those issues of Sandman, which is a crossover, but like a literary characters like meets a
Yes.
fantasy character.
Yes, precisely. And like one of them is Neil Gaiman, actually, like thoughtful fantasy stuff. Like this is fantasy that really means something. But a part of me is just like, no, I want to create worlds. I want to be Tolkien. I want to have this world where I create everything.
Can I ask you
in it.
something about Neil Gaiman? Like,
Okay.
what do you consider his best works to be?
American Gods. I love American Gods.
Better than Sandman?
I will love it much more than I love Sandman.
Really?
Yeah, because American Gods is personal. I don't think it's his. I don't think it's his objectively best work, because it has problems. American Gods has a lot of problems. It's less polished than both Coraline and.
But sometimes being unpolished can be a good thing, I
Yeah.
think.
But the thing about American Gods is it's a very personal thing for me. I love mythology. Like mythology is such a huge part of my upbringing. I loved it when I was a kid. And so to see American Gods, it's like somebody else is playing with my toys and doing it so good that I'm like, okay, show me how you did that. How you did that. I love American Gods. I've read American Gods more than any of his other works, including Sandman.
The thing about me is that I think I might have ADHD or ADD, and like I really like, writers like Cormac McCarthy and J.G. Ballard and
Oh, yeah.
and people like Simon R. Green, because they sort of write. I know you're pointing out the
Yeah.
Cormac McCarthy book.
Yeah, the
And-
No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, and like these writers, they have a sort of a boiled down minimalistic approach to their
Yeah.
writing, and I cannot read something like Lord of. Just my brain was not made. I have ADHD or ADD. I have not been medically diagnosed, but I'm sure I have one of them, and I can't deal with the
Understand.
prose of someone like.
Tolkien.
Yeah, because my friend Sima, the one I was talking about, she's it's very interesting because she has her taste is very different from me. Even though like we were best friends for a very long period of time, and she's a huge fan of Proust,
Oh.
and she really when the pandemic started, she started reading in the search of the lost time. I hope
In
I'm-
Search of Lost Time.
in search of lost time, and she recommended me to read it, and
You'd hate it.
my brain is not made
If
for
you think
reading.
Tolkien is boring.
Because it's not I don't think Tolkien or Proust are
Yeah,
boring.
I know.
The thing is, I just get anxious reading them because I sort of like the next sentence starts and it jumps off to a whole new setting, to a whole new idea, when I have not processed like the last idea very well, and I'm just like, I'm nervous where this is going. Like,
I completely understand. I understand what you mean. I actually read In Search of Lost Time, all of it, when I was in high school, because my dad had them, and I was at that point in my life where, oh no, I don't want to read the stuff that I like. I want to read the stuff that my dad has, because I'm a grown up now. I hated it. There's actually
did you hate it because?
no, I hated my life at that point.
Oh,
I didn't hate that. I actually do like In Search of Lost Time. It's very interesting. It feels like reading a intellectual soap opera.
no. Actually, my friend Sima, she told me something similar to that too. That he sort of writes about very mundane feelings and relationships, but it just the way he talks about them,
Yeah.
it's like you're listening to a philosopher kind of tell you what his theories on love and human relationship is, which is sort of like listening to you guys, because we have a mutual friend of mine, acquaintance of yours called Reza.
Oh yeah.
And he told me that he actually loves In Search of Lost Time, and he sort of started talking about it. And all three of you, when you guys talk to me about it, it sounds amazing. And I don't like I'm not a dumb person. I'm not trying to undermine the greatness of Tolkien or Proust. It's just that I have a medical condition which means I cannot read those things.
I think a good way of doing that, I don't know if it probably has one, but maybe an audiobook would help, because at that case you're not actually engaging with the text, so it's sort of. Or if you want, I'm gonna do the unthinkable. There's actually a movie adaptation of the first book.
Is it good?
It's called Swan in Love. It stars Jeremy Irons. That's why I know about it. It's okay. It's not really good, but it's okay. It's actually not too bad of an adaptation.
Alright.
It has Jeremy Irons, of course. There is good things to be seen, but it's okay. So we never we jumped around so much, but I like that.
Yeah. It's just,
We never. Okay.
I'm sorry. I have
No.
this is the brain of a person suffering from, and I'm talking about myself. I suffer from multiple medical and mental disorders, and I'm really sorry about the mess.
I have 60 episodes on this very podcast, which any psychiatrist can listen to and diagnose me with a number of stuff.
I actually think I might be borderline autistic.
I don't think so. At least in my experience, I don't think so. I have another friend who also believes she is borderline autistic. None of you are, I think. I think you're very anxious, and also she is very anxious. I do think you do have problems with social interactions.
Oh yeah, I'm. Can we talk about these things instead of our taste in art and?
This is basically whatever we want to talk about, but I'm just.
Yeah. You were gonna ask me something. I'm sorry. Just
no.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying that I think you are very anxious in social situation. I am also very anxious in social situation. I'm just very good at acting.
I'm the worst actor ever lived.
No, you're not. The thing is that some people, I think, your acting style is very close to me in that if the role fits you, if they write the role for you, you can do a good job. Like the same for me. If you need a very loud guy who is very angry all the time, I can give you that guy pretty good.
Well, you were gonna ask me something, right?
I was gonna say that I don't think you are borderline autistic. That's my opinion. I might be mistaken.
I think in the past year and a half, I was on Discord a lot, and we did some is there a problem with the voice recorder?
No, I'm just checking because it's I'm sorry. I usually have an online stopwatch. I was just checking how long we've been talking.
How long have we been talking?
28 minutes.
Okay.
Did we? Yeah, 29 minutes.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
The thing is that, for the past year and a half, I was on Discord and we did a lot of script reading.
Oh, okay.
When I played different characters. I was Caligula once. I was
Nice.
I forgot the name. One of the interrogators in the Pillow Man. One of them was Ariel. The other guy that was not
Flowman?
No, Pillow Man.
I haven't.
Martin McDonough's Pillow
I
Man.
haven't read that. I only
Yeah.
have read Lieutenant Einishmo.
Yeah. And I did a lot of different characters, and I think the thing about me is if the process is fun and if I'm working with friends and we are having fun and it's a safe environment, I can enjoy what I'm doing. But like, if it's just working with people that I don't like and it's just working with people that I don't feel safe around, I because I have a really bad experience acting in two stage productions, and we can talk about that later if you want.
We will, don't worry.
Because I'm sorry, I think I'm talking way too much. And
Okay, I know this may sound weird, but this show is literally me talking for 20 minutes, and the special ones are supposed to be other people talking alongside me.
Because, my brain is fixated on something, and it's just that you looked at your notes, and you were gonna say something regarding your notes, and I just interrupted you. And I cannot...
Right now?
No, it's just before I brought up the autistic problem.
Oh, no. I was just looking to see what was after how we met, and it's just literally talking about our lives plus any subject. It's been a while. The problem with these episodes is that it takes a long time between each of them, and I get really rusty. Yes, we're supposed to help in the middle of these.
How many podcasts are you doing right now?
A lot. Like there are 3 that are currently moving along,
and 2 are in production.
I guest appeared in a lot of other podcasts. I'm actually talking with another one I hope to get on.
How do you find these?
There's a service.
And how many YouTube shows are you doing?
I have only one. I have
The good,
actually,
the bad, the interesting?
Yeah. That's the main one. I do have another one which is barely there. It's iCrafter. It's supposed to be a crafting show.
I have seen that. I think that's on another channel.
Yeah, that's on my personal channel. It's the channel that actually this one is going to be on. There is Yar for Yasp. That takes a long time for me to make, but I need to make a couple of new ones for that too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have a lot of projects. The thing is that as I said, I'm doing a lot of bullshit that nobody else cares about, but me. Like, I don't think a lot of people really do care about the stuff that I do, but I'm having fun.
You're experimenting.
Yeah, right? I can monetize it. That's the problem. But
do you want to monetize it?
If I can, yeah.
Would you enjoy it as much if you monetized it?
The thing is, for example, if I can be able to, if I can have a sponsor for Yasp, which is probably the more successful one of all of the stuff that I've done is Yasp, probably, because that one came with a good audience following it, and then we talk about very trendy stuff, so it got...
Yeah, I know. Yeah. The thing is, do you know about the Masty or Rusty podcast? The King Ram podcast?
I've listened to one episode.
I think I know which
episode. You told me the one to listen to.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I'm actually on an episode of Masty or Rusty. I'm not gonna say which episode. And I asked King Ram to change my voice, and he changed my voice. And I'm not the guy who was a drug dealer or smuggled people. I'm not one of those guys. I'm another person whose voice was changed. And the King Ram had this problem with his sponsors, where sponsors demanded some things about, they asked him to not use certain words or talk about this subject or that subject.
Yeah. I understand that problem of it. The thing is, I think if a sponsor, I'm not gonna do sponsored content. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do sponsor integration. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna make my video just in the middle of it. Here's an ad for Squarespace. Mm-hmm. Because Squarespace is fucking everywhere. There
was also this other website that had an ad on every podcast. It was like the thing that delivers the ingredients of your food to your
Oh,
door.
HelloFresh.
Was that the name?
HelloFresh is the one on YouTube.
No. I'm not saying.
um,
I'm saying the ones that were like on Castbox and Podbean, and
I know HelloFresh is a
it was
big one.
something like HelloFresh, but it was like everywhere. Like it was even on Kevin Smith's podcast.
I don't remember. The reason I remember HelloFresh is so many different fucking people have done ads for them, like stuff that has no correlation, from that fucker Nostalgia Critic to Evan and Caitlin, which is a couple who do.
Didn't you sometime like Nostalgia Critic?
I did, and actually I want to do a video on that at some point, talking about what happened. The thing is, I think I liked him when I didn't know how to criticize movies.
I actually have a thing about that, because I think something that happened to our generation. I mean, I am 4 years older than you, but I think like we sort of grew up in the same sphere, which is like, we are the children who kind of grew up on internet, and we sort of became familiar with the idea of movie discussion and having an intellectual debate on movies via internet.
Yeah.
And I think both of us were like more drawn to the English language part of it than the Farsi language part of it.
There isn't really a Farsi language part of it, though.
I'm so happy for you that you have not seen the Farsi part of it.
Oh,
it's
I'm
just
glad.
so ugly. I passionately hate every single Iranian critic I have heard of, or I have read their stuff.
I can't disagree.
And
even as someone who has written a bunch of those shit,
I have actually written like a bunch of reviews too in my youth. and the thing is, I think the thing that happened to our generation was that we had like these gateways.
Yeah.
Like for me, I remember my first gateway was Jeremy Johns.
Oh yeah.
And I think we sort of
Outgrew
at
them.
least, yeah, we outgrew them. I remember a time where I was watching Screen Junkies, and even at the time when I was watching them, I was like, this is not the way that I want to talk about movies. This is not the way that I want to discuss movies. And actually, the good thing that happened to me was the fact that I discovered Mark Kermode.
Yeah.
And to this day, he still remains my favorite critic. And I love the show he does. I love
Kermode and Mayo.
Yeah, I love the show that he does with Simon Mayo. I think that's like the gold standard of talking about movies, the way those two guys do it.
I actually found Mark Kermode he did a series that year when I found him on David Cronenberg.
Oh, I remember that.
And he
talked about Jeremy Irons.
He talked about Jeremy Irons, and he was talking about his top 5 David Cronenberg movies. His second favorite was Dead Ringers. His first favorite was Videodrome.
Yeah.
For me, it's the opposite. My first favorite is Dead Ringers. My second favorite is Videodrome. And it was so fun because at that moment, for me, David Cronenberg was a director that I found that nobody talked about.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of directors.
Man. I wish I had met you earlier. Because like I was lucky, like in the way that I discovered I discovered these weird directors like really early, and it's actually really interesting that. Do you remember what year it was that you discovered Kermode?
That same year that he did his Cronenberg stuff.
Like roughly around.
It was either 2014 or 15, I think.
I discovered him in 2011, and this is how I discovered him. That was the year that Asghar Farhadi's A Separation had come out, and I was living in
Oh,
Ankara, Turkey. I was not in Iran. I have not seen the movie. I had watched About Ellie, and I actually
yeah.
liked About Ellie. I was kind of fond of that movie at that age, and I was curious to find out like what the international critics thought about a separation, and so I just searched a separation review on YouTube, and I watched a bunch of reviews, and they were all bullshit. And then I watched Mark Kermode's review, and I was like, this guy is actually thoughtful. And
Yeah.
in the separation review, it's interesting because a separation was released in the UK at the same week as Transformers: Dark of the Moon, and he talked about like how different these two movies are, and it was
God.
actually like a mini review of Transformers: Dark of the Moon in that review, and he made a comment about Michael Bay, and he also made a comment about Kramer versus Kramer
Yeah.
in that review, and I was just like, I wanna hear what he actually thinks about Michael Bay, and I just started looking up the rest of his reviews, and that was the beginning of it.
Yeah. He's actually a very. I kind of like the fact that he's not so too pretentious or snobbish.
But he is a champion of like foreign language films
Yeah, yeah.
and art house cinema.
That's
At the
thing I
same
love.
time, yeah, he's like one of us. He's like
Yeah.
he sort of
Did you see his review on Venom 2?
yeah.
The joyful glee,
Yeah.
like the kid like glee. Yeah, it was so fun. They were doing this thing. He watched it in 4D, I think, and it was so fun. And that was why I watched
He
Venom
did a
2.
series of podcasts on like what cinema meant to certain people, and one of his fellow critics said that like in the 80s Mark Kermode was one of the very few people that sort of championed James Cameron's Aliens as a great movie. And even though I'm not a James Cameron fan, I sort of like admire him for sort of
Yeah.
expressing his opinion like that. And I actually
I'm
think
with
that the fact that he has a doctorate in literature with a focus on horror literature, and he's so fond of horror movies, and his
Yeah.
favorite genre is horror, and his favorite movie of all time is The Exorcist, and it's so fucking awesome.
When Christopher Lee died, he did a message.
Yeah.
I love that. He said that I was wrong and he was
Yeah.
right.
And what the pronunciation of a certain word.
Prana,
Yeah.
which is prania, and I love both of them, both
Yeah.
Christopher Lee and Mark Hamill.
And I love Simon Mayo too.
Simon Mayer to me
Do you know
is,
he's actually a really good writer?
I know, I do like him. The thing is, to me, he's reminiscent. Like, if I see myself as Mark Kermode, as this guy who's seen a lot of bullshit, I'm sorry, I want to talk about them. And Mayo is always that friend of mine who has seen none of them, but is just nodding like, yeah, I haven't seen that one. Or that one. I've seen this one.
No, actually, I think Mayo is actually opinionated, is in his own way, and he's a guy who knows about art and knows about cinema,
Yeah, I agree.
and he do for a
But
time.
like half of the reviews is Kermode talking and Mayo saying, "Yeah, I haven't seen that."
Do you know that there is a review of Insidious that Mayo is like in full trolling mode. He's just trolling Kermode. He's asking questions, and it's just beautiful. It's their
I
relationship.
haven't seen that. I need to see
and
that. I will see that.
And there's a review of it, like one of these YouTube comedians did a movie, and Mark Kermode was really pissed off.
Logan Paul did a parody of Airplane.
No, I'm not talking about. This is way before that, and it was like a character with a really annoying voice, and
Was it Shane Dawson?
I don't know. I don't remember the name. And Mark Kermode started doing the voice, and Mayo just walked out, and he returned, and he said, "You are no longer a radio legend." And do you know that for a while Mayo actually had the world record for the longest radio broadcast.
How long?
He longer than 24 hours. And
Should we break it?
Someone has already broken it.
We can break that. We'll talk for 3 days straight.
I'm too old for that, Ali. I'm way too old for that.
Don't you think we can do that?
No, I think you can do it, but
Is
I
that
don't-
an insult or a compliment?
it's a compliment because
okay.
I don't have the physical stamina to do it.
Well,
Like,
you can take shifts. Like you sleep, I do.
I can't do it, Ali. Just thinking about it is giving me a headache.
I want to do something like that, like an endurance test, like how long I can. Like I would love to do this thing, and I'm not kidding. If my YouTube quote unquote career ever gets anywhere, I'll do a charity stream for like as long as I can go before I fall asleep on camera.
Don't do that to your body.
No.
dude.
The thing is, I want to talk about musicals. Like 4 days of talking about musicals and just here talking about no structure, just talking about musicals. And for charity, I mean, I can do that. That's the least I can do.
I think it's gonna hurt your body. Don't do it.
I've done that stuff before. Like I've done that stuff for no reason. I can't give it a reason. But before we go forward, we are in sort of, I think, in the mid section, and
We haven't talked about anything yet.
that's the beauty of this.
There
We've
are
talked
so
for-
many things I wanted to talk about.
We will.
Okay.
But before we do that, we have a thing on this that I thought of, is that I have a random question generator,
Okay.
and we're gonna do 5 questions,
Okay.
just at random, and then we go back to our
Okay.
discussions. So the first one is, what is the first thing that you think of in the morning?
What is the first thing that you think of in the morning? Let me. I guess. Because I'm on pills, and the pills are sort of affecting my body. Whenever I wake up, I want to see the progress of
Oh.
those pills, and I just take a selfie to see
Really?
to see if my face has, because the pills are supposed to change my appearance, but I'm not sure if they have.
They have.
But like I think they have stopped working.
Well, I don't know about that, but the thing is that, how long have you been on them? 4 months?
About 4 months, yeah.
You've changed. I can show you physical evidence of back then, and right now you can see your change. But I understand. That's understandable. For me, the first thing I think of in the morning, in succession, is God, why? My girlfriend, what I need to do that day, and then what I have to eat for lunch.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, but okay, go ahead.
When you say you think about your girlfriend, what do you what is it that you exactly think about her?
It's the stupidest thing possible. I wake up and say, okay, I hope she has sent me a message. Nope.
Well, I know your girlfriend. I actually know her very closely, and I think that you should understand that
I know.
she's just not the type of person who would send texts to people.
I know.
He's
I
actually
know.
the type of person who waits for other people to text her.
I know, and that's why I sent her a lot of texts. But I also know that when I wake up, she's probably asleep, so I wait until like around the time that I know she'll wake up. Okay, let me send in a. Would you want to know when you'll die? What the fuck is wrong with this?
Oh my god, this is something that has been bugging my. Can you go first on this question?
Yeah, no, I don't want to know.
Can I pass? because I'm
Is
just.
it just a yes or no if you're comfortable with that? You don't have to elaborate at all.
I mean, both are scary as fuck. I mean, knowing it is kind of scary, and not knowing it is also something scary that I've been sort of dealing, because this was a really weird year for me, and I want to talk about it if we get
Yeah,
like
we'll
to
get
talk.
to that.
And I sort of, for the first time in my life, I experienced the death of a loved one,
Oh,
and there
I'm sorry to hear that.
and yeah, my grandma died this year,
Oh,
and
I'm
I
so
was
sorry
very
to-
close
I'm so sorry to
with
hear
her,
that.
and
And,
oh yeah,
yeah, that's a loud fucking truck, isn't it? And this will probably
yeah, and
record all of it.
and like everyone that I know, not everyone that I know, but like at least 3 or 4 people that I know and love are dying right now, and it's
Okay.
and I'm sort of
You
like
don't,
at
you
the
don't,
age
you
of
don't have to answer
at
that.
the age of 29, I have to kind of face my own mortality.
I understand. You don't have to answer this. We'll pass on this, but
I think I answered it pretty well.
no.
Oh,
It was a
fuck
yes
you.
or no. Okay.
That was so much more profound than a yes or no answer.
Well, I wanted a yes or no answer. Okay, I'm fine. So we had 2. This is the third one. What is your favorite meal of the day?
I'm not actually very fond of eating, to be
Wow.
honest. I wish they would make like pills that could replace eating food.
I completely disagree.
I know. Just look
Was
at
it a fat joke?
No, it wasn't a fat joke. It was just look at their body sizes.
But that was a fat joke then.
No, it wasn't a fat joke. It was just stating facts. You love to eat. Like, I remember the first time I came over to this house, like, because
Yeah.
you live in 2 houses.
Yeah.
And
I actually, my most famous, my most, not famous, my most listened to episode is about when I left this house and went to that house and named it Relocation Depression, which I had at the time. And I felt like relocation depression is an actual thing that happens when you leave the fucking country. And I didn't even change cities. I went from one end of a city to another end of it.
And I remember the first time that I came to this house, you told me that you had 4 ice creams that day. And I cannot even think about having 4 ice creams in one day.
The thing is, I eat when I don't have anything else to do.
I drink tea when I don't have anything
Yeah,
else.
I hate tea.
That, you see, that's where we are different.
Yeah.
I drink so much tea that I get like weird stomach aches.
Why do you do it?
I'm addicted to tea, and I just do this thing that I just start drinking tea and listening to music on my headphones, and it's just my whole life. Like, I daydream, I get my ideas, I get my inspiration, like everything that comes to me when I'm drinking tea and listening to music.
Well, none of us are perfect. For me, my favorite meal of the day is lunch. Like, because dinner is so tiring, like you're tired at that point, and breakfast is overrated.
Do you know actually the term breakfast is the most important meal of the day?
I think it's bullshit.
It was an advertising, a slogan for, like, I think cornflakes or something like that.
Yeah, I knew it was bullshit.
Can I do that? Like, the next one?
We have 2 more. Do you prefer to take baths or showers? I mean,
Both are really fun.
yeah. I'm more of a shower guy. Because the thing is, I want to get in and get out as fast as I can.
I have not taken a bath in a really long time. I would like to try it, but I think, like, the thing about taking a shower is, I think taking a shower is more comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand baths in general. Like, I understand them in movie terms, they're so fun. I I always remember that movie Trumbo, where Dalton Trumbo would sit in his bathtub and
Is that do people actually do that?
Trumbo used to do that.
Because like the paper gets wet.
No, they have caddies.
What the fuck is a can?
It's a thing that goes over your bathtub where you keep stuff on top of. There's actually a very good video by Evan and Caitlin. They make a shower bath caddy.
And like I remember, I was a kid. I was like watching this movie. I don't even remember what movie it was. We were like watching it on satellite, and it was this like girl. Like he had done her towel over her head, like the way the girls do it, and she was drinking wine in her bathtub and watching TV.
Yeah.
And she was like a fucking boss. And I'm gonna say it. I think most people would say that they had a crush on her, but I wanted to be her. Like I actually wanted. I was like I wish I looked like her, and I was like, you know.
Understandable.
Can we go for the next one?
Yeah, go ahead. It's the last one.
Did it click?
No. What is your favorite smell?
That's a great question. What is your favorite smell, Ali Khamse?
Well, my favorite smell. I don't have a favorite. I have a few that I really like. Like I do enjoy a few perfumes that I like. I do love the smell of EVA foam.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's sort of both nostalgic to me because I used to go a lot to this thing. It's called Kone Parfaish Fikri Kudakon و جوان. I don't know the English version of that. It's a store that has a bunch of stuff for kids. When I was a kid, my mom used to take me there a lot, and a lot of the stuff are made out of EVA foam, and so it always smelled of foam. And I love the smell of EVA foam. I like the smell of PVA glue because it's...
Can we have a break because I need to hit the bathroom?
Sadly, we don't take breaks on this podcast.
I'm gonna need one. I'm sorry, we gotta do one.
Well, you go ahead. I will keep talking. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. That I can't believe I need to do it. And yeah, so we've taken a break. Oh my god, you probably didn't notice it in the edit. I just paused it and unpaused it, but yeah. So, what is your favorite smell?
It's weird because I don't like drinking coffee. It does, like, it sort of it kind of disrupts my stomach. I have like
coffee is very notorious for doing that.
Yeah.
The reason people drink coffee in the morning is actually to help them go to the bathroom.
Yeah, but as much as I don't, the only type of coffee that I actually like drinking is like iced coffee, but I actually love the smell of brewed coffee.
Oh, really?
Like yeah, I just love the smell of it. Like when people pass me by and they're holding like one of these plastic cups of coffee, like those typical Starbucks type like cups. Yeah. I just love the smell. I absolutely love it.
Well, I understand. And well, that's the question part. Now we can continue talking. We've been talking for an hour, by the way. Have you noticed?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And we haven't talked about anything.
That's the beauty of this
because
show.
You know this is the thing. I listened to the episode that you did with Parsa, and I think like even though he cannot speak English very well, that episode was like much more thoughtful than this one. Like I don't think I have said anything of value.
That's not for you to decide, first of all. That's for me to decide, and I said, you do. But
You're a fucking asshole.
I said you. I just gave you a fucking compliment. But anyway, so going back to again to what we were talking about. You said, and I know you probably don't want to talk about this, but
Okay.
you said you've been dealing with a lot of people that you
Oh
like.
yeah.
Do you
So-
want to talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that?
yeah. So in the summer, I lost my grandmother,
Again, I'm really sorry about that.
and I was probably closer to her than I was to anyone else in my life. And I had sort of like this defense mechanism my whole life where I would imagine the absolute worst thing happening, and I sort of knew in the back of my mind that if I imagine something, it won't happen. So it's sort of imagining the worst thing was sort of a defense mechanism to prevent it from happening. And when she got sick, I started imagining her death and like my reaction after her
Oh.
death. And when the defense mechanism didn't work and she actually died, it sort of was a wake up call for me that like the worst things can happen, and like I cannot live in this childlike fantasy that like by imagining stuff I can prevent them from happening. And I was 29, and it's sort of a late age to discover that.
No, not
And it's sort of, and it did weird things to me because I remember after that I started thinking that if nothing weird happens, I would probably outlive my grandfather, my other grandparents from my paternal side, and I'll probably outlive my mom and my dad. And I was thinking that this is just the beginning of it. Like this is just the beginning of losing people I love.
Yeah, I understand. I
And
completely understand.
and what happened was that after that I realized that well, the grandmother that I lost was my maternal grandmother, and I realized that my paternal grandfather um, has sort of like lost his senses, like his brain doesn't work as well as it.
Dementia?
I don't know if it's actually dementia, but it's sort of like dementia. And
I understand. My grandfather,
yeah,
my maternal grandfather, like around the time before his death, was also having that problem.
and
He didn't remember who I
oh
was.
my god! And the thing is,
Again, I'm sorry, I need to say this because it's a little bit funny. He didn't remember who I was, but he remembered my mom had a son who was studying cinema.
that's cute. That's really
Yeah.
cute.
It's either really cute or he was really vengeful because he did not like the fact that I was studying cinema.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I
and
interrupted you.
and you know, I sort of, it was weird for me because I had not seen that grandfather of me because my paternal grandparents live in Isfahan,
Oh,
and they don't actually live in the city Isfahan. They live in Shahinshah,
oh.
and
I mean, Shansha is part of Isfahan
Yeah.
nowadays.
and like I think I had seen him like the last time I saw him. I think it was 5 years ago,
Oh.
and I just in my mind he was always like that. I had not like um
No.
considered the fact that the passing of 5 years can have such effect on like a 80-year-old man. Like I have not considered that, and it was so weird. And the punch in the gut was 6 years ago I went to a workshop. It was the alternative cinema workshop, the workshop that is held by Mohammed Shirvani. I don't know if you have known
I
about.
don't.
I went to that. I sort of what is it called?
Participate?
Yes, I participated in that workshop, and I had a classmate, and she was, I guess, 2 or 3 years older than me. And recently, I found out that 2 years ago or 2 years ago, she has had a brain stroke, and she can now only she can only move her, like, she can only blink now. The only thing she can do is she can blink. And it was just, I mean, all the memories we had together, it just started like passing through my eyes. And I just remembered how lively she was and how lovely she was, and how like she had all these dreams and all these things that she wanted to do. And the other thing that actually like made me panic was that at that time when we were participating in that workshop, she was married, and she's still married, and her husband is fully committed to her, and she's taking care of her. And he's just, if you check her husband's Instagram page, he's just showing love and compassion, and he's just taking care of her like with absolute dedication. And here's the thing that kind of went through my mind was that I'm 29 years old. I'm no longer young, I'm approaching like middle age, and
I mean, middle age is like 40.
No,
my dad is middle aged,
and I'm no longer young, and my body is sort of aging, and I'm realizing that. And the question is, like, I'm a person, I have never had a full-time job. I've never had like any real actual responsibility. And I was thinking, if something like that happens to me, who will take care of me like that? And if and if something like that happens to someone close to me, can I accept the responsibility of taking care of them, or will I just fucking run away? And I think I'll probably be the person who will run away, and I hate myself for that.
No. The thing is, these questions in hypothetical are always so much different than when they actually happen. So when you need, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I've been in similar situations, and I've seen family members in similar situations. Like, and then nobody said my dad's uncle when he was getting older. No, we will not put him in a home, until at some point they had to.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is, I'm 29, and because of certain conditions that I had in my life, and I've had a lot of mental disorders and weird conditions and things that I really cannot express because we're living in Iran. And I have never been in a relationship like until this year, and I don't think I have matured as much as a 29-year-old person should have matured. And it's just I'm so scared, and
New things are always scary.
And the thing is, I don't want to die slowly. Like, I don't want to die of old age, and I don't want, I don't want to live through different parts of my body failing and not working anymore. And the perfect scenario for me is just when I'm like 48 or 49 years old,
that's too
young. Just get hit by a truck or just or just have like I think if I live,
I mean 60, like even by 60 or 70, you can be in pretty good shape. I'm sorry, that was a burp. In pretty good shape.
I think if I get to 50 years old, I'll probably commit suicide when I'm 50. I think I'll probably commit suicide on my 50th. And right now I'm taking pills that might cause cancer, and they might cause like different problems and different things. And I've accepted the risk of taking them. And I don't know. If I find out that I have cancer, I'll probably kill myself.
Well, first of all, please don't. I'm saying
I'm
that as
sorry, this has gotten way too dark.
No. I'm saying that as a person who has lost a friend, probably to suicide. We don't know what's the cause yet, and please don't. And the thing is, first of all, that's, I think, at least in my idea, that's what you're feeling now. You don't know how you feel when you're 50. Maybe you'll love it.
Do you think I'll actually get to 50?
I don't see any reason unless again a truck come and hit you.
I don't know. I just...
Listen, mortality is one of those things that can get really dark really fast. I was watching Cheers. I'm watching Cheers now. Just one line. Noam said that this guy doesn't want to be buried, he wants to be cremated. And that wasn't enough for me to, like, 10 minutes get a panic attack of, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And because, first of all, I live a much unhealthier life than you.
Yeah, I guess you do.
Okay, that was blunt. No, you're right. I do.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
If we were in the Lighthouse movie, the two of us,
Okay.
which one of us would be the William Dafoe character? And which one of us would be the Robert Pattinson character?
I don't think I would have been either of them. I'm not manic enough for Willem Dafoe, and I'm not assertive enough for Robert Pattinson. So I would probably be...
One of the crows?
You mean seagulls?
Were they seagulls?
Yeah.
Or you could be one of the seagulls, or you could be that statue.
I mean, I'm not that sexy. But the thing is, I don't know. I don't think I would have been any of them.
I'm sorry, I threw you off the topic. I'm really sorry about that.
No, it's okay. But the thing you said about your grandmother, I actually experienced it at a much younger age.
That's really good. I think
it fucked me up. It really fucked me up.
It's really bad to just realize something like this when you're 29 years old. And the thing is,
it's not good to realize it when you're 12 either.
When my grandma died, without seeing me having an actual life, like, she never got to see me, like, get a job or become a successful artist or, like, make a living or anything like that. She just died, like, being worried about my future, and that fucks me up.
I don't think that would have actually mattered to her, in the sense that I think she'd love you no matter any of those things.
And yeah, she was the only person in my life that loved me unconditionally, and that's fucked up that she's now gone.
Well,
and
maybe I don't know how to say to make it better. The thing is that death is inevitable, and that's the sad part.
I think human beings are really miserable.
Of course
bunch of people, and I fucking hate.
That's what gives that art, though.
I fucking hate what we have evolved into. I don't think we have evolved into something that's as good as we think it is, and it's just. I don't know.
David Cronenberg doesn't think so. He thinks there's going to be next stages of evolution, and the thing is that I can't say anything to make this feel better because I'm sorry it won't. That's the problem. I've been dealing with it for 12 years, and for 12 years I cannot go to the Beza or the...
Yeah, I cannot go visit my grandma's grave either.
Yeah.
I just can't do that. And the thing is, like, I sort of hate the fact that I've turned into the person that just hates hanging out with people and hates people and just wants to be alone and wants to work in isolation. But that's just who I am, and the reason why I'm like, I think if I ever do anything artistic, it will probably either be comic books and like writing stuff, and probably I'll do some weird experimental animations.
That's good.
And the reason
I'm using CryptoZoo, by the way.
What?
CryptoZoo. CryptoZoo, the animated.
I have not watched that yet. I have downloaded it, but I have not watched it yet.
Legally downloaded it. We are very legal people.
And
FBI, if you're listening to this.
I was gonna say that the reason why I'm taking these specific paths, like comic books, writing, and probably animation, is that I have to work in isolation. I have to work alone. I cannot make a live action movie. I cannot be on a movie set dealing with 5 or 10 or 20 or whatever amount of people. And I cannot just working with actors is torture for me. And just, having to put up with people is just fucking torture for me. And I just want to be alone. And I'm not a fun person at parties or at social gatherings. And it's just who I am.
Well, I mean, we've had fun. I actually like when we talk or stuff like that.
I think I'm good when I'm just hanging out with one person, like when there is just 2 people and I'm just, it's just the 2 of us. But when it gets like to 3 people, I'm just like, fuck everything. and I don't know. And I'm sorry, am I talking too much?
No. It's just that I'm sitting on the bed and...
Can I have some of your Coke Zero?
Oh yeah, of course you can. This is
Okay.
the first ever drink exchange of the last thoughts, by the way. And the thing is that I do believe we are our own worst critics. I firmly believe that.
This is actually gonna be a cocktail of Coke Zero and tea.
That sounds disgusting. Tell me if you like it. If you don't, I actually do have another glass you can use.
You could have told me that earlier.
I mean, it's in your eye line.
Oh, you fucking asshole.
Well, I can't dispute that. The thing is that I think we are our own worst critics. Like a lot of the stuff that I think about myself, even a lot of stuff that I talked about on this very podcast, a lot of people have disputed that.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I have this thing because my internet persona, my ID in every online social platform is good Siavash.
Yeah. For me, it's A5/.
And I have this thing when I say, if I weren't good Siavash, I would probably be the person who would beat good Siavash to death.
Why?
The thing that really fucks with my mind is that sometimes I think the reason that people kind of give me compliments and like disputes like my critiques
I know
on
where
myself
you're going, yeah.
is because they sort of feel sorry for me and it's out of pity, and it fucks my brain and I don't know. Like I had a friend who told me that you were just fishing for compliments, and you were just doing like sort of you're taking. She actually told me that I'm taking people as like sort of emotional hostages. Like that's what I'm doing to them, and it's just I don't know. It
First of all, I knew where you were going as you were saying it. It's the thing that your brain plays on you, because I also thought that a lot of people are having pity. I mean, how's the cocktail, by the way?
I'm so happy that the tea is almost non-existent.
Good. The thing is that I also have that problem. I also think a lot of people take pity on me. The thing is, people really are not that nice. That's as a general. People are not really that nice. I mean, I'm not that nice. I never said anything to anyone out of pity. If I said to someone, I like you, I usually do. If I, even to the point where they sort of use that against me. Certain people have used my liking of them against me.
Why the fuck are you looking at me?
Because you're sitting right in front of me. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about friend of your mutual friend, my acquaintance. That is no longer my friend.
Oh,
I'm talking about.
I know. I understand.
Yeah,
The
Vezar's friend, but like he used my genuine liking of him against me, and people are not that nice.
I don't know, man.
If at least you can be sure, in my case, I didn't compliment you out of pity.
I know, but the thing is, like, I come from a lineage, like, my dad has had a sort of mental disorder, and my sister has a specific mental disorder, and there's a lineage of, I come, like, both my parents, like, both my father's family and my mom's family, both of them are sort of neurodivergent families. And sometimes I feel like I'm the sum of all of my all of my how should I say this, all of my
all of the problems that came before you, the culmination of
I'm looking
culmination.
For a no, like the opposite of descendant,
ascendant,
ancestors. I'm the sum of all of my ancestors' mental problems. Like I sort of feel like that, and it's.
I mean, to be honest, again, I'm sorry. You probably are.
And it's just such a heavy burden.
Just so you know, so am I of my own ancestors, and so is everyone of their own ancestors. Because
I come from a very specifically fucked up lineage. Like someone very, 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 very close to me suffers from paranoid schizophrenia.
Oh.
I've told you that before.
Yeah, I know.
And someone very, very, very close to me suffers from bipolar disorder, and
I've dealt with bipolar people. With one specific bipolar person.
Do I know that person?
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think it cut. You should cut that.
I will not cut that, but I don't think
you should
listen.
believe that.
We'll see. The thing is that
I don't feel good about her name.
Well, I'm sorry. As I said before, this very special chapter has it. It has even.
It. Okay, all right. You can do whatever you want. It's your thing. But the thing I was gonna say was that something really. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm checking the time. I'm sorry. We've been talking for 1 hour and 24 minutes.
Should we wrap it up?
Nope. But we should wrap it up before it reaches 2 hours, because Headliner doesn't accept.
Okay. And
You were talking about a very specific person in your life who was very close to you, but has bipolar. Another one has
Paranoid schizophrenia.
paranoid schizophrenia.
And the thing is, I actually something really weird occurred to me, and it's sort of hard to explain. My mom was talking to me, and she told me that from a very young age, I had this pattern of behavior that I would be like, I would absolutely ignore the people that I don't like. Like I would not like be sort of, I would be really aloof and cold and reclusive towards them, and I would be really friendly towards like a really exclusive number of people that I love, I liked. And I think even from like a really young age, I was sort of an elitist. Like I would walk into a room full of like 20 or 30 people, and I would like say, those two people are the only people that I want to talk to. And the problem is that I usually sort of lock onto people that have zero interest to me, and I sort of make an effort to, you know who I'm talking to, and I sort of make an effort to suck up to someone who doesn't like me at all, and in the process, meanwhile I'm sucking up to them, I'm sort of like a colossal asshole to people who actually like me and wanna like, you know, sort of connect with me. And it's just,
I can attest to that.
And it's, I don't know why I'm like that. I guess
it's not your thing though. Just you know, it's not just your thing. It's a actual generally a big problem with a lot of people who we seem to want the stuff that we can't get, and
I don't know. Nothing is ever enough for me.
I'm gonna say this to you. I know it seems irrelevant, but there's actually a little bit of relevance to it. I've talked about this on this podcast before. In season 2, I think. Like, how long ago is that? I never had anyone have a crush on me. Never. Like, nobody ever... I never felt like they had a crush on me. I didn't think they had a crush on me. I don't think anyone ever liked me either. Or that's what I thought. Because I was always looking at the people who I wanted. And so I sort of didn't know. Someone very recently confessed to me that they had a crush on me for a long time. They're in another country now, and I didn't notice. I was very sure they didn't even like me, because in my head, because I did not like myself, I don't right now either. Even though I need to ask my girlfriend why the fuck does she like me, but.
Oh my god, I will make a really mean joke.
Go ahead.
Are you sure that your girlfriend likes you?
No, and that's the problem.
If only people could understand that joke.
Yeah. Anyways, the thing is that...
People think that they understand this joke, but you guys are not getting it.
Yeah. The thing is that because I don't like myself, I get to tend to not see the stuff that other people like about me, and so I sort of just see that one person that I want, who does not deserve my attention, who does not want my attention, and I just go through to get to that one person, and in the meantime I sort of miss out everything in my peripheral vision.
Okay, the problem with me is that I feel like nothing is ever enough for me, and
okay, now I have a stupid joke.
And shut the fuck up! I sat through your fucking whatever it was that you were doing now.
You told a mean joke. I have a very stupid joke. It's a James Bond title. The world is not enough.
That actually works. That's actually an appropriate term for me. And
that was a shitty movie, though.
I have not seen that movie.
Oh, it's a Pierce Brosnan movie, I think.
I'm not a James Bond fan. I really am.
And okay, you were saying the world is not enough.
Yeah, and the world is not enough, and the thing with me is, are you sure that no one listens? How many people do actually listen to this?
It varies widely, episode to episode.
What's the maximum number you've had?
Again, that's relocation depression one has like 30.
30. Okay. There was this person, like I had never had like a best friend. I never had like a close friend. And there was this person.
That's hurtful.
And shut the fuck up, I'm doing a thing. And I was really desperate to have like an actual best friend. And there was this person, and
do I know them?
No.
Oh,
and I put a lot of effort into being their best friend, and we were really close friends for like a considerable amount of time. I think for probably 2 years. And what happened was, in the end, like, because she was my only friend, I sort of became obsessed with her, and I would like really get upset if I would message her and she would answer me sort of late, or she would not like, or if she would not like, like my post on Instagram. And it sort of morphed into an unhealthy obsession, and I never brought it up with her. But what happened ultimately, even though it was a really beautiful friendship and it was full of amazing things, it sort of faded away because I think I sort of understood that whatever this friend of mine does, it will not be enough for me. I'll always be this obsessive person who asks for more, and it's sort of it's sort of sad because I kind of sabotage my own chances of having a healthy friendship, a healthy relationship, like even a healthy sort of work like relationship, like sort of a healthy artistic collaboration or whatever that is. And it's something that
you can get over it though.
I'm 29 years old.
It's not first of all, it's not too fucking old. My dad is having some of those problems and he's fucking 50. He's not fucking, he is 50. That was a bad joke.
Has he fucked half a century? Like, has he?
I hope not.
Has he been?
I don't want to imagine that.
Has he been fucking the whole world for like 50 years non-stop?
Well, I hope not. I don't think he has the stamina for it. But the thing is that, first of all, you're not too old. Again, you're not 29 is not too old. I hate to quote this, but age is just a fucking number.
The whole world is made of fucking numbers.
Well, yeah, but that's because I don't like math. But the thing is that I don't think 29 is too old. And you can change a lot of those. I was a very obsessive person. It took a couple of people really fucking me over to sort of try to mend that. So yeah, I still am obsessive. I still get angry when Abby Reza, for example, doesn't answer me for quite a while, or when my girlfriend doesn't answer me for a long period of time, or when like I have a friend who tells me, and this is very petty, but who tells me that I'm gonna, you know who you are, fucker. You're gonna tell me I'm gonna read your fucking short story, and then I need to remind you 3 weeks later, and then you're like, remind me when I'm awake, and then I remind you, and you say I forgot. Fuck you, Amir. Fuck you. I know you don't listen to this, but fuck you. I'm sorry, that was a very big bad rant.
I see how you are not obsessive anymore. That's
Yeah.
very clear. That's crystal clear how you have sort of cured that whole shit, and you are not obsessive at all anymore.
Yeah.
That's the fucking thing I'm looking forward to for myself.
Wow, hurtful. But the thing is that I've tried to mitigate that, and at the very least I can say I feel much better.
Oh my god, I wish people could see this.
Feigning uninterest, you know. Why would people want the hand thing?
Your body movement. The way
I am a very expressive person in talking, and that's why I think I'm more suited to video than I
That's
am
why
to
you're
audio.
doing 5,000 podcasts, right?
Yeah, that's exactly where. Podcasts are much easier though. Like I don't have to look good.
Yeah.
I look like shit right now.
Whenever you don't look like shit. I just, when we took a break, I just went and took a shit, and it looked 10 times better than you. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. You look really good. I'm sorry. It was just. I'm sorry.
I know. I set you up.
I'm really sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm a bad person. I'm really sorry.
No, you're not.
And I love you, and I think you're very cute, and I wish you would shave that beard. And
What is wrong with you people? And what is your problem with my beard?
Because I think you look good without the beard, and I wish you would lose the glasses. Because
Why?
you think
I can't see with that.
you can do eye surgery.
No.
Why?
I'm fucking afraid of eye surgery.
I'm gonna do one.
Well,
You're not gonna wish him good luck?
first of all, good luck, of course. But
And I'm gonna have a nose job after that.
I don't think you need one.
I fucking need a nose job.
I don't think so. But anyways, those are for. I mean,
Just look at this thing. Look at my nose.
I am. Believe it or not, the whole time we've been talking, I've been looking at you and I've seen your nose. You don't need one. But anyways, a lot of people will probably not know how you look like unless they go specifically to see how you look like. And with that said, let me see how long we've been talking. We've been talking for around, oh my fucking god, 1 hour and 38 minutes.
We have 20 more minutes to go.
Yeah. So, just saying, sort of bring it back to the start of the episode. Is there anything in 2022 that you wish to do? What is your New Year resolution, anyway, basically?
Can I do more than one thing?
Of course, it's
Yeah. I want to finish my comic book.
right.
And I have an idea for an illustrated book.
Do I know the idea?
What?
Do I know the idea?
Yeah.
Good.
I've shown you the sketches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about. Oh no, that's the comic book, the Van Helsing one.
No, I'm not gonna do the Van Helsing one. I'm gonna do the sort of the sort of satire on superheroes.
Oh, okay.
That I was
Yeah.
gonna talk about,
Yeah.
like the Paul Verhoeven version of a superhero story, and I'm gonna I hope I can do those two things, the comic book and the illustrated book, and I hope I can sell a bunch of NFTs. I hope that I can learn to tattoo. I want to be a tattoo artist. I'm looking forward to that. And I hope I can have
as your friend, I formally will tell you, I will not let you practice on me. Yeah, I don't want tattoos.
Yeah, we don't practice on people. For practice, we use like fake skin.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We don't fucking practice on actual people. Like, that's fucking weird. Like, we only do on a person's skin if they ask us to. That's. And
so you will not tattoo me in my sleep.
I'm not a psychopath.
That's good to know.
And I hope you fucking interrupt. You didn't interrupt Parsa as much.
Yeah, I did.
You fucking asshole. And
that's the whole thing about this.
I'm not finished, you fucker. And I hope that I can, have a better skincare routine, and I hope that I can have like I hope I can look after my hair better, because I think my hair is not in good condition right now, and I think I can do a better job of looking after it. And I hope I can buy a whole bunch of new clothes, and I hope that in 2022, for the first time in my life, I get to dye my hair, like probably green or blue or red, something like that.
That's interesting.
And that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
No social goals?
I'm done with people. I'm done with human beings.
Please don't do.
I do not have time for you people.
Well,
you mean nothing to me.
Well, I will probably have an episode when I start 2022 talking about all of the stuff that I want, so I don't bore you here. But the first one on the agenda is making that Seguin and the Green Knight episode, which I made an axe for, which was a fucking ordeal, by the way. I just realized why all of those crafter YouTubers are like, yeah, you can do this with a knife, but I'm gonna do it with a bandsaw. It's because you can't do it with a knife. It doesn't work with a fucking knife. You need a fucking bandsaw. But yeah. So before we sign off or anything, is there anything you want to plug? I know we are working on is it okay if I say it?
Yeah.
We're working on a podcast. It's not out yet. I don't know when it will be out.
But it's gonna be in Farsi.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be as messy and as directionless as this one.
This is good. If you like this, you're gonna love that.
If you don't like this, you'll probably like that, because that one's much better than this.
Fuck you. The thing is that we don't know when it will come out. We've recorded the pilot. Someone needs to listen to it first. Did you hear that, someone?
Okay, alright. I'm gonna interrupt you right now, and it's just that I'm not sure if we are gonna release the pilot. We'll probably have to record another pilot.
But
okay. It's good things that have quality take time, my dear friend.
Well, I don't think listening is very quality based.
It depends how much attention you're paying while listening.
Well, Anyways, just wanted to say that when that podcast comes out, I will put a link in the description. If that podcast comes out, I will put a link in the description of this one. In the meantime, you can go in the description. You will find the link to Siavash's Instagram page, which I highly recommend you check out. There is a bunch of his stuff on there, drawings.
Mostly digital paintings.
Yeah. And they are very good. He has a very certain style that I actually kind of like. And there is a link to AK88 Studios. I need to plug myself, of course, which I highly recommend you check out.
You are so popular. You need to have 2 YouTube channels.
I need to actually have another one because I have a bunch of stuff that I want to do for TGTBTI, but I don't want to clog up the main channel. And I was thinking that one is AK88 Studios. I can make the second channel be AK88 Backlot.
Or you can make it like AK89 Studios.
No, that doesn't make sense though. 88 is very specific. Have I told you what?
Yeah, because I guess that was the year that you made a Yahoo Messenger account.
No, email.
The email account.
Yeah, the Gmail.
The Gmail account.
Yeah, and it was like a camera was taken, so I said, yeah, well, what's the year? And I didn't even look at it like what the year is in all of the world. I said, no, what's the year in Iranian years? It's 1388. Okay, AK80.
I actually, when I met you, I thought that you were born in 1988.
I know I look old, but do I look that old? Like
I was born in 1992, and you look older than me, right?
Yeah, I do. I mean, the guy who played my younger version in a play is, I think, older than you.
No, he's 1994 or 1995.
No, he's 5 years older than me.
So he's probably the same age as me, 1991 or 1992.
Yeah, I can't tell you the exact one. I need to just check out his contact because I have a very OCD.
When I met you, I thought you were older than me.
Yeah, a lot of people think that.
And when I realized that you were younger than me, I realized how fucking old I am. Like, I'm really old.
Because I look old?
No, because everyone in Surah was younger than me.
No.
Yeah, even Payman was younger than me.
But do you want me to name people who are older than you?
Do I know them?
No. You know Vahid?
Who the fuck is Vahid?
He was around, I think, 31, 2 when I came in. When I was 20.
Oh my god. You know what? We didn't even talk about physical education in Surah. That was the thing that I wasn't to talk about because I was fucking abused in that class. I nearly had a mental breakdown, and
I'm sorry.
I wanted to talk about that, but we can talk about it on our other podcast, which is way better than this one.
Well, I mean, if you've come this far, you've been duped. So I don't really care if you think that one is better. Don't forget to send me a message on Anchor. The new season will start 3 weeks from now. Is there any last words you need to say?
Oh, I want to say something clever, but I cannot think of anything. The only thing that I want to say is that everyone should watch The Green Knight. It's an amazing movie.
Yeah.
And I've been watching a bunch of old movies, and I really recommend Robert Altman's The Player.
That's a good one.
It's a really fucking masterpiece. And Brian De Palma's Blowout. I think those are really good movies. I wish I had more movies to recommend, but it's way past midnight and I'm barely awake, and I don't think I can talk anymore. I don't know if anyone's gonna listen to this, but if you have listened this far, thank you and bye.
Well, yeah, I guess that's it. I will see you at the beginning of season 5, and Uh, I'll see you.